Center online videos. My name is Pam Forth, and today we're going to be doing a stick mobility class. I just got my level 2 certification not too long ago in San Jose, California, and I love it, but probably you will not have one of these sticks, so you're going to have to go get a broom and then unscrew the bottom of the broom. Make sure that you have an elevated surface too, because the stick probably won't be long enough for you. I just also wanted to mention that I'm certified in Pilates, the many different levels with the equipment, but also with the sonotherapy, Guy Boyer. So we do Eldoas to decompress the discs between the vertebra and myofascial stretching, dance, things like that. But I think we should just get started. So you will need a mat, and you will need an elevated surface. Make sure it's not slippery. So I put some non-sticky stuff on top, and you'll need something that you can kneel on so you can protect your knees. So with the sticks that they have, they are flexible, so you can actually bend them, and they have amazing grips. But we're going to be doing the work. I'll do one side with the original stick and then the other side with the broom. So what I want to do to start with today is called the monkey hang. Sorry, you heard that? And what you're going to do is put it up on top of your elevated surface, okay? We'll have our right hand on top, left hand below, and you can play with how high you want to go depending on the pain, or if you have pain, you're going to go a little lower. Which I should remember to remind you that in this work, it's self-regulating and self-limiting, so if at any time anything is in pain, you're going to back off the intensity or back off the angle or just stop the exercise. So when you're doing a hinge, you're going to bend your knees a little bit, but really the focus is pushing the tailbone back, having your 3 points of contact, so flat back, and we're going to hang there for a second and stretch and breathe. Opening up the armpit, nice deep breath in, and pressing up. We'll switch the hand that's on top. So you can either mirror me or just keep switching, and pressing forward down into the chair or whatever you're using, about 30% effort. It's a soft angle at the knee, so I'm not pushing my knees forward. Breathe. You're going to continue doing that, but I'm going to switch to the stick. We're going to be adding on our foot fundamentals with the monkey hang. Okay, so stay with your elevated surface. If you can get higher and you want to, you can here. We're going to lift the heels up without moving the head. Keep the knees bent during your hinge pattern. Exhale, lower, nice and slow. Inhale, lift those heels. Bringing those toes into extension. Exhale, you lower. Again, pressing down into this floor. 30% tension, lifting up. Keep breathing. And pressing down. Coming up, roll your spine up, stretch out your back. We're going to change the hand that's on top. Again, one more set, bend the knees. Heels come up. Press slowly down. We're not dropping our feet into gravity. Press up. Inhale. Exhale, slowly down. Make sure you're not putting your weight on the outside of your toe or too much on the inside. Try to center the weight. One more time, pressing up, and exhale, lower. Good. So what we're going to do now is place the stick. If you imagine a clock system, so if I was facing the same way as you, it would be 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're going to place your stick at 3 o'clock. As high as possible. Knees are bent. Again, you're going into your hinge position. So your back is straight, the stick, the arm is going to stay here in line with the stick. You're going to start to feel that anterior line stretch here on your left shoulder, if you're mirroring me. The other arm, just dangling. Okay, hang into it a little bit, you're going to get a deeper stretch. Now imagine there's a big red button that you want to push with your hand here. So reach, and you can start to feel the thoracic spine rotating. I'm not moving my hips around. Okay, release that, stay in the hang, and reach and twist. Sometimes I exaggerate the sound of my breath to remind you to breathe. And again, rotate. Try to push that little button down and release, but you're still hanging. And feel that thoracic spine rotate. You can add your neck rotating as well. And release. So either turn around so you don't have to keep turning your chair, or move it to the other side. So now your stick will be at 9 o'clock, or the opposite side is fine to think of it like that. I might get those things mixed up, but you basically are working with a clock system. So it's either at 3 or 9 o'clock. So the other arm is now up. You're reaching the other arm down. I do have a mirror over to that side, so I'm double checking my spine is flat. I feel a bit intense here on this arm, so I'm going to lower my hand a bit so it's a little less intense. And then add rotation of the spine. Not in my hips. I keep my hips nice and level. Release that, but keep the hang. Good work, you guys. Stay in your range that feels good. And coming back up, inhale. Dangling the arm, release tension, and rotate. And coming up out of that. So the next thing I want to do is the bow and arrow. Again, I'm going to try it with the broomstick with you. You're going to be having your stick over here at 9 o'clock. Your left hand is a little lower than your shoulder. Hips are square. You're not rotating your pelvis. You can bend your knees a little bit if you need to, but try to keep them straight. Take your head over, grab the top of the stick, push your hip away from the stick, and your stick won't bend, so just be careful here. The bottom arm might have to be staying bent, but you're going to feel that whole lateral line stretching. Okay, making sure you're nicely stuck between two planes of glass. Push out that hip, opening up those ribs, and release. Easing off for a second, double check no pain. Let's do it again. Maybe a little deeper. Hips away. Bend your spine, allow your neck to bend as well, like you're pouring water out of your ear. Like you just went swimming and you're trying to get some water out of that ear. Let's hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 30% tension down is okay, or just gentle, and release. Going on to the other side. I'm just going to be demonstrating with the stick so you can see how you can actually create more force. So again, I'm going to push my hips away from the stick. The stick is at 3 o'clock. Okay? Top arm, thumb down. Push your hip away, and with this beautiful stick here, we can actually create some force. Double checking my alignment. Breathing here. Make sure your head is not up. Allow your head to come down and stretch. Taking a break for a second, making sure that everything feels good. Let's do that again. Push out and open up. I'm looking to make sure I have my abs engaged. I'm not overarching. Pure side bend. For those of you who know anatomy, lateral flexion, bending your spine, and gentle release. Nicely done. So I'm going to go back and forth here for a bit so that you get the idea of how to use the actual broomstick. Okay, so we're going to have our, if you mirror me, or let's focus on doing it the same way. The left foot is forward, right foot is back. So if your left foot is forward, right, you're going to have your right hand as high up on the stick as possible. The back heel is up. You're going to shift your weight. So in the split stance, you're going to put more weight on that front leg. Make sure your knee is aligned with your second toe. You're going to feel that stretch in that front of the shoulder there on that right side, and you're going to reach your left arm right out of your frame. Reach it, reach it, reach it. Push, push, push. Try to push way out and release. Let's press the back heel down and stretch the calf. Good. Bigger stance if you want. Get the heel, back heel up. Toes are an extension in the back foot. Put the weight forward. Sink into that left leg and reach. Good job, you guys. Hold. And one more time. Calf stretch. Excellent work. Hold it here. And again, let's go for it. Reaching forward. Back heel up. Never forget to breathe. And release. Other side. Switching. So my right arm was up, now it's my left. The right foot is forward, left foot is back. Okay, so I'm going to angle a bit here so I don't hit anything. Here we go. Lean into that front leg, sink into it. Make sure the knee's going over the center of the toes. Back heel is up, and I reach. Release. I'm going to stretch the back calf by pressing the heel down. And again, let's go for it. Sink into that front leg. Back heel is up. Reaching for 4, 3, 2, 1. And stretch the back calf. Hold it here. Breathe. Good job, you guys. One more time. Stay in your range. Don't hurt yourself. Listen to your tissue. Make sure you're not irritating anything. Make this a gentle, nice workout since you haven't done it before. Probably reach, reach, reach. Straighten that back knee and release. Excellent work. So we're just warming up right now. The last thing I'm going to do is the stick in your broom, stick in the mid of your back, and it's in the crooks of your elbows. A lot of times I'll do it with the arms straight, but you may not have a stick long enough. So let's do it here like this today. So you've got the stick right in the mid of your back, knees bent, nice wide stance, wider than your hips. We're going to rotate to the left as you reach your right fingertips across your body, keeping the stick on your back. So you're not releasing the stick off your back. Rotate just in your thoracic spine. Coming back. Rotating to the left. Sorry, to the right. Your left hand coming across. Try to keep that stick on the back of your lat there so it's not coming off. Okay, we're now going to let the hips rotate. So you're going to be twisting, mirroring me to the right. So your left hand actually will be coming across. And now you're going to let your hips rotate as well and turn your neck. Going to your maximum range without pain in the knee. So I'm going to twist to the right. Your right hand is coming across. Let your hip rotate as well now. Turn your neck. Look all the way back. Holding those abs and return. Now full rotation, the heel is going to come off. So your right heel, that's my right, your left, is going to be lifting and corkscrewing into the floor. Okay, so we start the rotation. Left hand coming across, rotating all the way around to the right. And heel comes up. Allow that hip to rotate. Careful of your other knee, that is no pain. Rotate right around. Maximize as much as you can. We're going to rotate the other way. So again, if I get the right and left mixed up, just do both sides, right? So let's rotate. I'm rotating right, you're rotating left. Your right hand is coming around. The foot corkscrews into the floor, twist. This will be excellent for golfers, getting that rotation deep into the spine, hips, and return. Excellent work, you guys. That was your warm-up. So what we're going to start with today is the right knee down on the floor. You can just do it with me with the right knee down. Get your little pad. So if I had a broomstick, it's right here in front of me. And we're going to have the left hand above the right. Okay? So if I turn a bit so you can see me perfectly here from the side, my foot is in line with my knee. If you have healthy feet, that back toe area is bent because you can come off your knee. I do have injuries, so I'm going to take care of myself and keep my foot down. We're going to start the intensity though, okay? So abs engaged from your ribs to your pubic bone, firm it up. We're going to be pressing our shin down into the floor and squeezing the glute. At the same time, you're pressing down into that floor with the stick. Start with 50% tension. Here we go. Pressing down, push down. Press, press, press. You should feel that whole area here working, abs engaged for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Easing off. Make sure you can get those toes bent under if you possibly can, because on the next one, we're going to be lifting our knee off if it doesn't hurt. 60%, so start with 50% tension. Squeeze your glute. Build to 60% tension, possibly more. If you're feeling strong, you're gonna hover your knee off. So again, I have a little bit of injury in that foot, so I'm gonna go a little higher. Try to stay really low. Hold it there, lift your stick up if you can manage for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stick comes down and lower. I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other side. I apologize that I can't quite do this exactly as I wish I would be teaching you, but I really have sore feet. I broke both sesamoid bones, so I'm going to be a little bit more gentle. So if you have no injuries, go a little harder. So I'm not leaning in this one. I'm right on top. Everything is square. Head, shoulders, hip, knee. Let's go ahead and have the right hand on top. Make sure your back foot is in line with your knee. Okay? Starting with 50% tension, pressing down. Push your shin bone or your big toe down into the floor. Tighten up that front anterior area so your abs are working. Gentle release. Healthy feet, tuck those toes under if they haven't been. We're going to go for it and try it. Take a breath in. 50% tension down. Build to 60% tension. If possible, hover your knee off. Again, it's a bit painful for me. I'm being really careful. You can stay lower if possible. Hold it here. Lift your stick off. Keep that nice strong position. Weight on both feet here. I'm not putting all the weight in the front. Lower and gently down. Good work, you guys. So I would do that a few more times, but we're just going to go on and try other things today. So the next thing I want to do is the single leg RDL. So it's similar to if you do yoga, warrior 3 pose. The stick is going to be here on top of your elevated surface. So what I'm going to do is have my stick in my left hand. I'm going to, if I get nervous, have both hands on my stick at 12 o'clock, but if possible, just only for your left hand. Abs in, we're going to lift the left knee straight up. From here, we're going to hinge back and make sure your back leg goes straight. You drive that right foot down and make sure you're not lifting your hip here. So that left leg that is pushing back, rotate it internally. Hold. And coming back up. So you have to be a bit careful there because if you have a chair that moves like mine, that would have folded. So I'm going to be always mindful of what I'm doing. Let's do that again. Drive the stick down, 50-60% tension. Feel the muscles working in the bottom of your arm and lat. Drive back. Hips square, not rotated. Super strong here, you guys. Breathe. Maintain for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and knee up. Notice my back is straight. Ease off for a second. So more advanced people, you'll be lifting your stick off if you'd like. Okay, today I'm going to keep my stick down, but if you feel up for it, this is my harder side to balance, you can go for it. From here, you could try lifting your stick off the platform. Try to keep your hips very square. You can use that back arm to double check. Drive your heel backwards. And high knee up and release. Good job. So I'm going to switch. You guys take your time to move your chair or just turn to the other side. So it's going to be my right arm up. And I'm going to move back a tad here. Right knee is up. Exhale, you reach it back. So I'm trying to square my pelvis. Internally rotate the leg that's behind me, pushing down through the stick. You'll feel some heat in your body. Bring your knees straight up. Ease off for a second. Now anchor down with the stick and press it back. Pelvis is square. Really reach back with that back leg. You can bend the standing leg if you need to. Just make sure it's not in extension. Woo. Again. Long reach back. If you're feeling up for it, lift your stick up. Easier for me to do on this leg. It's not unusual, so push that stick down and lift your knee. It's not unusual that you have one leg that's a little easier to balance. And take a break. So we can also do pushing and pulling. So because you probably only have a broom, I'm going to use the broom right now. From here, what we're going to do is be hands about shoulder width apart. We'll be doing a rowing action, knees bent in a hinge pattern. Okay, so you'll be bending your elbows. Make sure when you bend your elbows, you slide your shoulder blades down your back, and at the very end, you pinch your shoulder blades together, like you're trying to crack a walnut. The other thing is, when I ask you to pull the stick apart, you're trying to lengthen the stick. So I'm not sliding my hands. I'm just literally pulling apart, and you'll feel the posterior arm line work. If I ask you to push the stick, shorten the stick, it's like pushing your hands together. But there's no movement in the actual hands. One thing with the pushing in, I'm also going to ask you to try to break that middle of your stick forward. Just make sure you don't actually break your stick if you're a very strong person. So let's begin with the row. We'll turn sideways. Bend your knees, hinge pattern, flat back. You're going to pull your stick apart, 50% tension, and then bend your elbows, pinching your shoulder blades together. Breathe. As you press down, keep pulling apart. Okay, ease off if you need to. Try to go a little deeper if possible here, or harder pull. Pull. 60% effort. Bring those elbows up, pinch those shoulder blades. And then super slowly you lower down. Again, deeper now, harder. Pull apart, 80% effort. No pain though. Work as hard as you can. Pull up, shoulder blades down. Pinch those shoulder blades together. And keep pulling apart as you lower the stick down. Release, roll it up. So we're going to be doing our standing chest press. Whew. It's hot in here. Normally I'd have the fan going, but I'm keeping it off for you guys so you can hear me. When you have your hands, we're going to have our hands out in line with our shoulder. Pull apart, bend your elbows into your chest, sternum level. Push your hands together, try to break that stick as you extend your arms. Good work, you guys. Pull apart. You can go deeper. More effort is up to you. You go 60-70% tension. Push. As you extend those arms, feel the chest muscles working. Good. Pull. Bend the elbows. Pinch those shoulder blades together. Now push. 80% tension. Go for it, you guys. Work some muscles. And gently release. Nicely done. Whew. So I think what we should do a little bit of dead bug so we can do some ab work. And so you're going to be lying down on your back. We're going to have the stick in our hand. We're going to make sure that the low back stays imprinted onto the floor. So bring one leg up, tighten up those abs and bring the other knee up. Your legs are hip width apart and your stick is pressing into your thighs. But you must keep the low back imprinted. So you could imagine a marshmallow. It's one of the things that it's easy to nice and puffy that you could squish with your low back. So let's go with 50% tension. You push your thighs in as you press away with your arms and the stick. Go for it here now. Push. You'll feel the hip flexors work in the front. Abs working. Build to 60% tension. No pain, no arching of your lower back.
Build to 70. Go harder if you want, up to 80. Slowly release, bring your feet down, and do a little pelvic curl to stretch out the front of your hip. Next one, we're going to lift our head off. Make sure you lift from the top of your ribs. Small range. If you want, keep your head down. Knees up. Stick right across, parallel to the floor. Pull those abs in. Press that lower back in. Pull yourself up into a slight, tiny upper curve. Your head is off, ribs are dropped down. Deepen it. Deepen the contraction now. Go for it. Keep going, you guys. Press harder. If you're very strong, go for max effort. Carefully bring your head down and lower the feet. Lift your hips up. Let your hip flexors stretch for a second and roll it down. Good work, you guys. Take care. This could injure your back if you're not careful. Always imprint. Squish the marshmallow. Have that as a mantra. Bring your legs back up. One more set. Stick into your thighs. Contract. Head comes up. Feel that contraction. Extend one leg up, keeping the thigh in contact. I'm not taking my thigh away. Hold on. Keep that contact. Bend the knee. Extend the other leg. Press that leg up. Push into the stick. And slowly come down and rest. Breathe. Curl up. Stretch out that hip flexor. So be careful of those, but if you have the strength, go for it. You can actually try really hard there. Because we're doing a short 30-minute class, we're going to go right into down regulating and into our stretches. So I'm going to remove, it's like a couch stretch if you've ever done one. I'm just going to remove this mat for now because I don't need it. If you have a couch handy, you can use your chair, but that would be too high for my foot. And I'm going to find my little knee pad. So I'm going to put my left knee down and right foot forward. So depending on your flexibility, you may want to just keep the foot down. If possible, you're going to bring your foot up onto your couch or your chair. Okay, you're going to feel that front tissue stretching. If you want, you can also have something under the stick to hold high, but today, because of your broom, we're just going to have our hands chest height, but if you did have something, you could have your hands way higher to get a better stretch. Press the stick down, 30% tension. Push your foot down into the chair. Feel the tension here in the stretch and breathe. Squeeze your glute. Posterior pelvic tilt and release. And again, push down. Suck in those abs. Push that foot down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. That's a really good one to do a lot of because of all the sitting we're probably doing. Doing that on the other side. So other knee down, whichever one you haven't done. Foot up on your couch or your chair. Making it comfortable-ish. Probably more comfortable if you put your foot on a couch, actually. So other hand is on top now. Make sure you're not sticking your bum out or arching. Suck those abs in. Posterior pelvic tilt. Push down with the stick, 30% tension. Push down with your foot. No pain in the knee, though. Just the front of your thigh. Let's ease off for a second. Relax. And again, pressing down. Push that foot down. Tuck the tailbone under. Breathe. Deepen your stretch each time. Try to tuck harder. And release. Excellent work. We're going to be doing our hamstrings, our hammy stretch here for the back of your legs, sitting. So sitting on your chair, perched at the end. Okay. Right leg is straight. And we could do with one hand higher up here, whatever feels good. Okay, I'll just do it as if I had a broomstick. So, one leg is straight. You're going to do both legs. You're right at the edge of your chair.
Flat back forward, not a round back. Ripple up nice and straight. And hinge to where you start to feel the stretch in the back of your leg, toes up. Push the heel down into the floor a little bit, not from the knee. Make sure you're feeling it in the hamstring. Rotate the leg out. Flat back, you guys, no round backs. Deep breathe. I'm still pushing down in the stick into the floor, so I feel those slats working, pulling the upper arm bone down. And release. Due to time, I would probably do that 2 to 3 more times, but we're going to switch. So go ahead and do this more after the video is over. Other hand on top. If you round your back, you're going to release the stretch. So ripple that spine up from bottom to top, nice and straight. Hinge forward. Pushing down into the floor with your stick, 30% tension. Turn out your leg just from your thigh bone. That's why we're sitting today, so you really can't move from your hips. You're just rotating your thigh. This can be done kneeling. It can be done standing. But this really keeps your sits bones, the bones in your bum, nice and stable. Stretch a little deeper and release. Good work, you guys. So from there, I'd like to do a little stretch called the Ninja Flow. So it's going to be with your stick again up on a platform for sure. So I'll try it with the broomstick first. So this is our last little stretch. The feet are very wide. So normally this would be higher. So I could take that time to put this mat back underneath, which will give me that height that I need if I had a broomstick. So it's totally worth taking the time to get, sorry, malfunction, equipment malfunction. Good idea to get that height so that you get the stretch here in the armpit. So your feet are as wide as possible. You're in a hinge pattern again, nice and wide. The other arm is just dangling. Okay, you're gonna come across, grab this at the bottom, bend one knee and hang into that stick. Bend the other knee. So you feel that nice rotation stretch in that inner thigh. Again, bend. Alternate. Bend nice and slow. You guys keep those sits bones level. Got an awesome little crack. So 2, 3, 4 times there. I'll show you what it's like when you actually have a real stick. Nice wide stance. The stick would actually go on the inside of your foot. The other arm dangles. Stick does not come in front. It stays perpendicular to the floor. The bottom hand will come across to the bottom. I can even pull the stick apart now. Bend one knee. Bend your other knee. Feel that stretch in the inner thigh. Again, bend. Perpendicular stick, not leaning forward. And again, bend. Good, and then rolling up. So a lot more can be done if you actually have a stick. We can even do pulling and pushing, pressing up into the ceiling, pressing into the wall. Lots of fun stuff there. So I wanted to thank you guys for joining me, and you can subscribe to the CU Ravens YouTube channel to see more videos in the future. Thanks for joining me, and bye for now.